Okay, everybody, I'm going to give you an update on the Strat and where I'm at and what what's happening. Okay, got the nut put on. It is a Stratocaster XL, and I've got it. It's not glued in, but it's sitting there till I string it up one time, and then I'll put the permanent setting, but and then trim it and glue it. So I'll wait till I get a set of strings on it. Okay. Also, I've been putting dowel pins in where I had to dremel out the heads. The heads were broke off of the pick guard, here, and here, and these required some dribbling around to get so I could get on the shafts and get them pulled out of there. So I got some hardwood, super hardwood dowels going back in. So there's a couple of bad spots. I repaired that one, and that one's left, and then this. So what I've decided is I'm going to go with a bigger hardware head, and I'm going to do them in stainless because, and then what I'll do is I got a bit taper that'll make these a little bit bigger for the heads so they're all the same. The thing of that is I want all the pick guard screws to be the same. And what's happened is with these little bitty ones here, some of these would have to be, some of them are just too loose and wore out. And if I put dowels in all them holes, it would be like having steel. It's real hard, and like the thread won't get messed up as easy. But what I'm going to do, instead of having to put all them dowel rods in, I'm just going to go to a size bigger and do it in stainless so that when you sweat it don't corrode. And then I'll knurl them up to where they fit the relic look. Okay, and as far as the pickups, they're set to go. I'm going to replace all the pots with a CTS 250K solid shaft. It's getting a new Switchcraft 1/4-inch jack input. Okay, and over here I've got the freeway 5-way 10 position switch. Okay, and this is the best thing that came out for these Strats ever. I think Fender should use these and everything because on the first click, it clicks side to side, so it's a 5-way in normal. Then you click that thing over, and it's for the next 5. It makes these two humbucker, these two all the way back bridge. It'll make these two in like a humbucker, and all the way forward it'll be these two in the humbucker. I'm not sure, but I can't remember about the other ones. And I think the center one makes them all 3 in the humbucker. So it makes a really neat stuff, and they're quiet. It makes these things where they're hum cancel. So in the old 5-way, you're going to get the old noisy as usual, but on the other side of the 5-way, you get some really interesting stuff, and it's all that. I went ahead. There's no reason not to have that. Okay, so and that's right there. And I got my screws to mount that to the pick guard for it. On the back, I put new screws that bolt the neck on. Gotta have those. I just don't trust older, those original screws, the heads on them, they're not, you want to go ahead and just put new, they're not that much, and it's worth doing. So that, with the new neck bolt, so for the most part, all the hardware is going to be new. Not all of it, because some of it's still part of the Relic. I'm deciding I'm going to put new hardware here, too, because that needs to be solid as can be when you're putting your jack in and out. Also, I'm going to run the ground. I'm going to run the ground actually to underneath the bridge, and it'll be grounded to the block, and so now what's happened here with this bridge, okay, look, if you look, okay, the ones in the middle are the screws they sent me. The two on this, but these two, there's two different sizes, three different sizes of screw right there. So, well, okay, now, it's going to come right out. Okay. I put dowels on the outside because when you set this thing up, the outsides is what's set. You use the two outside ones to set the rocket, and the middle, the ones in between there, just kind of, after you've got your threshold of your rock, then they don't do nothing, they just meet up and just sit there kind of. But it's kind of like the new ones just have two posts there, and it just sits in there in a slot, and then it trims. But, so, like I said, so I put new hardwood, super hardwood dowels right there so that them screws aren't going to be moving. And so I think what I'm going to do, because those are, I think I'm going to go find the size just like that one, the bigger size. But there was only one of those, and then the rest of them are those. And that, like I said, that must have been what's happening. Like for the Mexican Strats and all that, they must have went to a metric, and instead of like where they went the size up, where they'd been way too big, they went as close as they could and went a size down, which is close. So, but anyway, I'm gonna do these. So, but those are all the way through. So it'll be like the two outside screws that whatever I do put in there are not going to be backing off. All right, so let's see. And I got some not brand new, but some kind of name brand springs. They're not like no name springs that are going to go in there. I'm gonna put 3 in, so you can get it to where it comes into tune. My Strat, I use 3, and I would lay on my bar. Now some people like them to float, and some people like them not to float, and some people don't like them at all. But and then one thing I always did was I always put a big heavy duty bar on there and I didn't, no matter what you did, those factory bars would just break. They're just too small for most tremolo work. So everything that I'm putting back on here came from Stu Mack, and ordered it one day. It was here that next afternoon. I mean, like that. So I have no complaints whatsoever. So shout out to Stu Mack. Okay, one more thing I was wanting to is when I do these dowel rods, what's important is making sure you fit them. Okay, look, I got 3 different sizes. So making sure, so I drilled to where these things are tight. Look, super stiff. If I go put this thing over here, see, look, loose. So I made sure, I went through all my drill bits. That was tight. You want them super tight, or that's just a tip. Or you're wasting your time. I mean, it's what you want. Okay, look, like, see, that's loose. That's loose. Right here, it's tight. Okay, whoo. And then same with this one. But anyway, you know, and that's super important when you're gluing in these, and then you flush them off. So that's about it. And I'm going to just maintain this relic look. I mean, there was no sense in doing nothing. It's a played guitar, so no matter what, it's never going to have the true, like a mint condition one. But, you know, when you find these guitars like this that have been played, and that have been played the crap out of like this thing has, you know that it is a good sounding guitar. Because when they don't play good and they don't set up right, they don't get played, and they get handed around, and they wind up, everybody's owned it, and nobody's ever liked it. So this guitar was a one owner played, and you can just see it was loved and played, and it's got the Grover tuning pegs on there, so he was definitely a professional player, and you can just see how the wear is. So I did buy fret wire just in case whoever winds up with this guitar wants a fret job done. I have the fret wire already on hand, so if he wants his guy or me to do it, either way. But I'm leaving it like this for now because the guy that owned this did this the way he did his buffed his frets down is pretty interesting. So I'm curious to see what people think about it when I get this thing playing and set up. I'm going to leave that on for now. All right, I'll keep you posted. And tonight I'm gonna load this. I'll do all the wiring, load them pickups, and load all that up. Now I've seen on online that one of these original with the pick guard, with the original pickups and all original, none touched, $1,500. Now I do have the capacitor right here. Look, right there's the original capacitor. The pots were just far gone. There's no, and the switch. So, but in hindsight, that's a way better upgrade. And you know, with these new same name brand pots that are going to go in, which are CTS, the 250K. This ain't gonna be, when this thing's done, it'll be ready for another 40 years. So, and there's the old. You can see the old aged. I got the springs, and they look just like those pickups. The volume knobs and the little tone switch button. Okay, you know, this is a pretty interesting guitar. You know, the more I looked at it, the way it looked, I mean, at first I don't know, but it didn't take long, and it grew on me, and I kind of like it. It does look cool. And this pocket down here, man, it's tight. They say they have problems with it. This particular one is super tight, right on the money. So there you go, 1974 Strat, maple neck, rubber tuners, highway 10-way switch, all new pots, new jacks, new wiring. I'm gonna do all the new wiring with the better ground. I'm gonna do my master ground. And a heavy-duty tremolo whammy bar. Okay, man. Later.